All this time they said wear your mask to stop the spread, but all this time the spread was spreading in you. Let's get into it. I just find it funny how much is coming out lately about things that were supposed to be good for the environment, good for us. And now it's coming out that what was supposed to be good for us and what was promoted is now bad for us. For years now, they have been promoting paper straws because paper straws is not only better for you, but also better for the environment. Well, come to find out, those paper straws that were dissolving in your drink about 2 seconds after putting it in your drink is now even worse than plastic. Studies find that paper straws contain toxic forever chemicals that could be worse than plastic. And the reason why these paper straws are worse than paper straws is because of the presence of what's known as PFAS, poly and perfluoroalkyl based substances, known as forever chemicals. So with these paper straws dissolving in your drink and adding these chemicals to your drink, what exactly can it do to your body? PFA exposure is linked to increased risk of abnormally high cholesterol, suboptimal antibody response. Well, let's pause that right there. We know how antibodies work. They do help fight off anything invasive coming into the body, like colds or flu. So while you're drinking that eco-friendly straw that's also promoted to be healthier for you than plastic, and as the big C19 is gathering around, you are actually lowering your antibody count, fighting off things like the big C19. See how these things work hand in hand against you. But hey, you shouldn't listen to me because I'm just a kooky conspiracy theorist that drinks soda pop flavored bleach and eats oatmeal bleach cookies. So what else do they have to say about those PFAs? Well, they also reduce infant and fetal growth and also have higher rates of kidney cancer, which makes a lot of sense because you're drinking those PFAs and they're going straight into your kidneys. Now, me personally, I want to know more about PFAs because the location that I'm in, you're pretty much hard pressed to drink out of a paper straw because they are trying to be as eco-friendly as possible. So if you go to one of these many sit-down restaurants, you'll be finding yourself drinking from a paper straw. So I Google what are the health effects of PFAs, and one of the first links that I do find takes me right to the cdc.gov. And remember what I said before about the antibodies? Well, this article right here from the cdc.gov mentions C19 and PFAs. The CDC understands that many other communities we are engaged with are concerned about how PFA exposure may affect their risk of C19 infection, and we agree that this is an important question. The CDC recognizes that exposure to high levels of PFAs may impact the immune system. A National Toxicology Program review found that exposure to PFAs is an immune hazard to humans based on high-level evidence that PFOA and PFOS suppress the antibody response from animals and a moderate level of evidence from studies in humans. Now get this, the CDC says more research is needed to understand how PFA exposure may affect illness from C19. Make that make sense. You know, I really need to make that make sense my new slogan, because I have been saying that a lot in my videos. So we have a component that reduces our antibodies, reduces our immune system, and yet the CDC needs to research how it affects a highly invasive disease like the C19. Even my 5-year-old daughter could put that 2 and 2 together, and if she could not, I really had to question the education system. Oh, and get this, just when you thought we were done, there's actually more. See, I'm the M. Night Shyamalan of YouTube. There's always that minutes of horror twist at the end. Well, the CDC website says there is a decreased jab response in children, which I'm sure it affects adults too. So those eco-friendly states like California that are promoting these eco-friendly products, but are also the first ones to mandate the jab, and everybody is getting jabbed in these eco-friendly states. But oddly enough, when there is a big C19 outbreak, they're always the first ones to get these outbreaks. So how are these jabbed up people, these jabbed up states, also getting these large outbreaks? Well, here's the answer. As they're utilizing these eco-friendly products like paper straws, At the same time, they are introducing themselves to PFAS, lowering their jab response. Now, I'm not making light of this. I don't think this is funny one bit, but one can see the comedic genius, the comedic value in all of this, because you do have some people out there that are like, I have to get my jab, I have to get my boost, I have to stop the spread, I have to stop C19. All the while they are drinking from C19 enablers. And thus the cycle continues. It goes round and round and round. And it only gets worse from here, because those pregnant women who think they were doing themselves a great service by drinking from paper straws as opposed to plastic, so the plastic poison does not affect the baby, come to find out. And again, this is from the CDC themselves. I am not spreading any misinformation. PFAS have also caused low birth weight, birth defects, developmental delay, and newborn deaths in lab animals. Now, it does say humans and animals react differently to PFAS, and not all effects observed in animals may occur in humans. The fine print is that while animals may have low birth weight, human babies may have birth defects and developmental delay. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, but there is a fine print into what they're saying there. Oh, by the way, guess what? It's just not paper straws. It's just not eco-friendly products. Remember those N95 masks they were promoting because they are the best masks. Those regular masks are no good because you will get the C19. Wear those N95 masks for optimal protection. Well, come to find out, August 27th, just yesterday, a mass study published by the NIH suggests N95 C19 masks may expose wearers to dangerous levels of toxic compounds linked to seizures and cancer. A study published in April, wait a minute, so they had this study in April, but they were bringing back mask mandates in colleges and Hollywood in August. Again, make that make sense. The surgical N95 mask has been held to a gold standard when it comes to protecting against the C19, but a study, quote unquote, quietly reshared by the National Institutes of Health in spring suggests that the tight-fitting mask may expose users to dangerous levels of toxic chemicals. Researchers in South Korea looked at 2 types of disposable medical-grade mask, as well as several reusable cotton masks. So that pretty much means not just the N95 mask, but all masks in general. The study found that the chemicals released by these masks had 8 times the recommended safety limit of toxic volatile organic compounds. Inhaling TVOCs has been linked to health issues like headaches and nausea, while prolonged and repeated use has been linked to organ damage and even cancer. So it is possible that prolonged mask use, may be enabling heart attacks because the heart is a very vital organ, and when you're breathing, the first thing that's affected from breathing is your heart and lungs. Wow, that is wild, and it almost makes you wonder if this is now coming out about masks. I just wonder what exactly will come out about the jabs. This is really sad. All jokes aside, this is really, really sad. And again, if I do get reported for this, none of this is misinformation. I will link the news articles below. Scary, scary times ahead, and we are going into 3 new C19 variants. In any case, thank you so much for watching. If you do like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.